Hello everyone and welcome to Immigrate with French. In this video, we'll talk about some of the questions that you may have about the TEF Canada exam. So the first question is, how many times can I go for the TEF Canada exam? And the answer is there is no limit for the number of times you can go to the TEF Canada exam. However, you have to leave 30 days between each attempt and the following attempt. What is the score needed for the TEF Canada exam? So the score needed is NCLC 7 or above in each section. If you need to know more details about what does NCLC 7 means, you can watch this video. I'm going to share the link of it to understand more. If I don't score NCLC 7 in each section, can I repeat only the needed sections? So let's say that a person will go through the exam and will take the exam and they score, for example, NCLC 6 in reading, for example, and the rest of the scores are 7 or above. So can they only repeat reading? And the answer is no. For immigration, it's necessary to repeat the 4 sections on the same day. So it means that the exam needs to be repeated completely. Where can I take the exam? Is it online? You can take the exam in so many centers around the world. You can just search in the city where you are about where the TEF Canada exams are held. There are multiple French examination centers that have TEF Canada exam, and you can go there and register for the upcoming exam. How does the exam take place? So the exam is totally on the computer. You have to answer listening, reading and writing on the computer, and for the speaking part there is usually an examiner in a face-to-face session. Is there a paper-based version of the exam? Currently there is no paper-based version of the exam. It's a computerized version for all the sections except the speaking is a face-to-face one. So how long does it take to learn French from scratch up to passing the TEF Canada exam with score NCLC 7, which is the needed score? I would say that a good estimate is around 1 year. Of course, this varies totally according to the pace by which you want to go, which also depends on how much time you can dedicate to studying, how much time you work, if you have a full-time job or if you're studying beside that. So the more time you can dedicate to learning, studying and revising French, the shorter the time will be. I would say that 1 year is an average. I do have some students who have put in so much effort and their goal is to complete it in 6 or 8 months, and some have been able to do that. Some have taken a bit more than a year if they are quite busy with with full-time job or other responsibilities. So it totally depends on the pace by which you can go. Another thing, guys, is that you need to be realistic. When you get the TEF Canada exam, when you pass the TEF Canada exam with the needed score, you get up to 62 CRS points. I mean, if you get a master's degree, you get 15 points. So you have to be realistic. Some people tell me that, oh, I just want to do it in 3 months or 4 months, or and they've never studied French before. So I think that when you plan to study the TEF Canada exam, you should be realistic. You should also determine that, okay, I'm going to dedicate this year to achieving my dream of immigrating to Canada, and I'm going to give the needed time and effort for learning French and then passing the TEF Canada exam. Should I go for TEF or TCF Canada exam? So my advice is, if you have not yet studied French, if you have never learned French, then it's really hard to decide right now. So the preparation, like learning anyway, any student has to learn from A1 to B2 to be able to go for the exam preparation, whether the TEF Canada exam preparation or the TCF Canada exam preparation. So if you have never studied French, you really don't have to keep thinking, should I go for this exam or that exam? You can just start learning French when you finish the B2, or even when you're about to finish the B2, then you can see both exams and see if you have a preference for one of them over the other. I personally think that both exams are quite similar, and it's just like whichever exam you want to go for, you can start its preparation. I hope I've answered some of the questions. If you have any more questions that you'd like to know about the TEF Canada exam, share them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Preparing for TEF Canada exam? Subscribe now for more weekly tips.